All right, listen, everyone loves to be a boss, okay? Everyone loves bossing people around and, taking charge.
That's actually
Oh,
not true.
Oh,
listen,
secretly,
in my
everyone
world,
is.
from what I've seen, yeah, you know what, Jamie's right. Secretly, everyone loves to be a boss, all right? And I'm going to boss you around right now. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like on this video, comment something down below before this video goes any further. But yeah, so last time you guys heard us was, what, 2-3 weeks ago now? So we're glad. I think we've got the same amount of subscribers as we did 3 weeks ago, which is surprising. That means we've got loyal subscribers. Good, amazing, always nice to see.
You know what it is? They're so eager for what the next podcast is gonna be, so that's why they just
Exactly.
keep a subscribe notification bells on.
That's it.
For when the next pop up comes on their phone, and straight away just click.
What's that
Ah,
saying about
look at
presents?
these.
Today's episode about.
What present?
Oh man, what is it? Something along the lines of your absence makes someone want to see you more and care for you more and like you more.
Basically, absence makes the heart grow
That's it.
fonder.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. That could
All
be.
right. Look at Jamie with the Gandhi vibes right now. Yeah.
I got to do what I got to do.
You had to. You had to.
Oh, I don't know if Gandhi sounded like that, but we'll take it for now. Yeah. So you might be wondering what happened. Did we fall off the face of the earth? Nope. We all just got jobs. So that's mainly what happened. Just been busy with work.
Work. So you gotta
Yeah.
work.
Gareth, I don't know. I think that's copyright, man. You're gonna get us copyright, huh? You're gonna get us a strike on our channel already, huh? Um, I'm joking. But yeah, so we've been working, been busy, working on some stuff behind the scenes. And yeah, so we're back. And today we've got a topic which, to be honest, it's been on my mind for ages to talk about. And I know all of us have a lot of opinions on it. Even Daniel does, but again, he's quite busy. The topic in question is about being a boss, okay, and leading and what it means, okay. And there's a lot to talk about because look, we've got two Asian people here, okay, and we know how the story goes, be it in the household, be it in a workplace. We know what it's like. And then we've got Jamie, who's from a more British background, okay, being even as an older sibling. All right, there's levels to bossing people around or leading people, you could say. Yeah. But the one thing that sticks out to me, okay, in terms of leadership and bossing people around and stuff, is firstly, the workplace, okay. Because you start getting bossed around in school by the teacher, and that's kind of fine. But as soon as you get to the workplace, all right, the whole point of being a boss, it's actually really important for the business to run, okay. And I've done a course, a leadership course, sorry, and it gives me so much insight. I was promoted to a middle manager role, and at the same time I was taking this course and I was learning so much, like almost how to not just manage people, but like how to kind of control people. Yeah. And control sounds really negative, like what, control people? But it's more like the way you control them is like guiding them. Yeah. But I worked in so many places now, and I don't think managers, I don't think leaders actually take I don't think they even know this stuff of how to guide people so that they work the best in a business. And this is proper important because not only are you damaging the business, you're damaging people's mental health and stuff, right? And we'll go into stories in a little bit, but before we start and before we go anywhere, from us three, what kind of experience do you have being a boss or being a leader? What would you say? Let's start with Jamie.
Mine was probably not as much as yours or Garris's. At my work, if we get either volunteers coming in, yes, now and again I'll be with them and I'll teach them stuff and show them the ropes of some of the things in our shop. Maybe something on the phones or dealing with customers, the things we do once someone's bought something, writing out their delivery dockets or putting things onto the computer, onto the online diary or onto our online system. So leader role, yeah, but not like a manager or like your job or like something else. But still, I was teaching people and
Would you say like a trainer?
trainer. Yeah,
Like that.
that's the right word.
Okay. And Gareth, what would you say then? in your experience?
There are many different examples of me being a leader from family to, I guess, workplace and etc. Obviously, as a leader, you have a lot of responsibilities on your shoulders. But like when it comes to family, like I don't know if you can relate. You're not the oldest, in it. My mom always comes to me for everything, and I had to take care of everything, which to a point it's just annoying, but I had to do it.
But what does that look like? Are you like the admin of the house?
Yeah, that's the yeah.
So go on.
Yeah, until recently, I would say a few years ago, then I wasn't always doing everything. Everything literally in the house.
Like what? Go on.
All the bills, everything. Like just all the bills and stuff, talking calls, everything, man.
And from what I've seen, like even in my own family dynamic, I'm not the eldest, like you said, but what I've seen as well is the eldest gets the most, the brunt of it, meaning the most pressure. Yeah. So like, say something's gone wrong, something needs doing, the eldest is always picked up on. All right. I know plenty of eldest children, by the way. And they all say the same thing, that when something goes wrong, it's always up to me, it always comes to me, you always come to me, and that's the complaint. But like, how does that make you feel? Like, do you resent it, or do you like the authority that you have, or how would you describe it?
I can't lie, I don't really get that, or what you just said. I know I've seen in other Asian households,
but do you feel like you got authority, like you got
No.
the power in the house? Like, doesn't it make you feel like, oh, okay, I'm in charge of this house, I'm in charge of everything, this house wouldn't run without me, like that kind of feeling?
Oh yeah, 110%.
Why?
Yeah, actually, that's true. Because like I said, my mom always comes to me. I always do everything. Or back in the day, like, literally just recently it's changed, in it. But back then it's always me, in it. It's always like I'm running the house, I'm doing everything, and without me, it wouldn't be running as smooth, I guess.
Fair enough. But Jamie, you're in the same boat as the eldest in your house, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what do you agree with Gareth, like how he's describing, or for you is a bit different dynamic?
No, pretty much the same. Not as things. My mum doesn't come to me for everything. Not saying she goes to my brother or sister, but sometimes she does stuff on her own. She doesn't come to me for much. For me, it's mostly bills and shopping. That's it, really. Obviously, because we're we're. No, I don't want to say that. That comes across as rude. Never mind.
No, what would it be? Because I'm going to say something in a second.
Because your mum, she's not best with English, so you do all the phone calls and all that sort of things.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was
obviously
going to say.
the one thing we don't have.
Yeah,
I don't have to, because my mum's obviously, we're here with English, so she can be on the phone for things, but I just help out with bills and shopping.
Once you need help, just reassurance or whatever, she'll come to you. No, it's not rude. It's just that.
No, I'm saying because your mum ain't the best at English, so you got to do all the phone calls and everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying. They're not. Yeah, they don't have the.
She just doesn't.
Yeah, I was actually gonna. I was going to ask Jamie, like, do you think, but you already answered it, but I was going to say, is that, like, I was actually thinking about this, is it a cultural thing, that thing, and what you guys said, that because his mom, or let's say Asian parents or non-English speaking parents, that's why they come to the elders, because, they'll know everything, yeah? Now, here's the background with me, yeah? My brothers, both my older brothers, I'm the middle child, yeah? Both my older brothers, they went to boarding school. Okay, when they were like super young, 12, I think 13, 11, 12, 13, one of those ages, yeah? So I was handed down the role of eldest in the house, because they weren't there, yeah? They were gone for like 9 years. And yeah, so what happened is, whenever there was a letter to write to the council, now listen, this is just so funny, yeah? But now that I look back at it, whenever there's a letter to write to the council, or there's some sort of, you need to sort out the bills, yeah? Do you know who they used to come to? They used to come to me. Do you know what year I was in? I was in year 4, and my dad used to switch at me. I was in year 4. My dad, hold on. My dad used to switch at me. He's like, "What are they teaching you at school? Why can't you write to the government?" I'm like, "Excuse me, I don't know how to write to my best friend. Yeah, what do you mean? Can I write to the government?" They're like, "Write to the council. He needs to apply for some mortgage or something. He's coming to year 4. Me, year 4. Okay, and I was just there like, And I was crying so much. I used to cry all the time. He used to say, "You're so dumb. You don't know anything." I was like, "They don't teach you this in school, man." So I was colouring the other day, and you asked me to
Colouring.
write a letter to the council, man.
Colouring in a
Yeah.
duck.
So that's that's the situation I was in. Like this, with Asian parents. Like again, my dad, he went to school in England as well. Not for too long. He dropped out, but he knows enough English to talk his way out of things and talk his way into things. And he can write letters and he can, but it's super broken. His writing's bad, so I notice everything. Yeah. Once he wrote a note to me. Because he had to go to work, so he left, I think, 99p or something, and he goes to me in a note, get the BEARD, get the beard, yeah. And I was translating. I was like, get the beard. What?
Get the bread?
Get the beard? What? Thank you, Jamie. Get the bread. I was like, oh, get the bread. Yeah. So, and then afterwards I picked up the note, got the 99p, went across to the road and got their beard. And I was just thinking, like this kind of English, you have to respect it, because since they migrated to this country, they've been getting around somehow. I don't know. They didn't know a word. I wasn't born. My brothers weren't born. Like, how do they do it? So you have to respect how much they've had to do. So when he's asking this British born child, aka me, yeah, he's in school, yeah, he's not dropped out of school, how does he not know how to write a letter to the council? Yeah, honestly, I don't know what was going through his head, yeah. But
Yeah, Loma, what the hell is this, man? It's so
no,
funny.
but one thing, sorry, I nearly knocked over my phone. One thing that happened is because that pressure was on me, right? Again, like, if my brothers were to hear this, they'll think, yeah, you went through nothing, yeah. But I'm telling you, the pressure that was on me when I was the, let's say, nominated eldest in the house, yeah. When the internet, yeah, the internet, we had dial-up connection. We didn't have the fiber optic, whatever connection that we have. We had dial-up, yeah. I had to set that up, right? But from just reading the screen, run as administrator and all this on computer, and I was in year 4, year 4, year 5. I had no idea what I was doing, and the computer screens were so large, they were so industrial and so big, yeah. The actual what do you call it? The PC, the box, the size of like 3 tables, man. I'm telling you, they were so big. And I used to have to set up the internet, and I became the tech guy, yeah. Whenever there was something wrong, like medically wrong, I was the one reading books and stuff and like figuring it out. So in my family, I was the computer scientist because I set up the internet. I was the doctor as well because I could perform a Google search, yeah. Like, I was all of the, I was the engineer apparently, because
You're head of house.
Do you know what I mean?
You're the
Like,
head of the house now.
all the stuff that I was demonstrating, it's all basic. You just read a sentence and anyone can do it, yeah. But I thought, I'm insane. I'm so smart. I'm in
So
year
if I
5.
come over there, they think I'm a
look what I
god.
can do.
Love it.
So,
Let me come round.
do you know what I mean? Like, it was such a that pressure that especially Asian kids feel like, because their parents come to you for help, and but I think one thing, it teaches you responsibility. Like, Jamie, regardless, even if your mom doesn't come to you always or whatever, like, you being in charge of something you could see as small, even shopping, or you're in charge of the bills, or you're in charge of your siblings or your pet or whatever.
Yeah.
That responsibility, or for Gareth, obviously looking after siblings and bills and everything since a young age, or me writing a letter to the council at year 4, whatever it may be, yeah,
I'm never gonna forget that. Every
you
little
know
helps.
this that you know what, every little helps. What's it
It was
called?
a small thing to you,
No,
but
but
for
that
them
it
it was
teaches
something
you.
big. It was helpful. So
it
helpful.
it was massive. It was like it meant the world to them. But my point was that for my growth, it was taking on a lot of responsibility. Yeah, even when I got to, let's say, year 9, I guess, or year 10 or whatever, like, I was in charge of collecting my sisters from school. And first, that wasn't a thing. Like, I used to walk home with my mom or get picked up by my dad or something. Now I was the one by myself collecting them. That responsibility you suddenly have is really good, okay? And it equips you, I'd say, if you do it the correct way, it equips you for when you're older. And then that's where I lead into jobs, yeah? Before I go into my one, I wanted to ask, for example, do any of you have an experience with the worst manager in the world?
It was the first agency job I did for waitering, yeah. and I think I told you guys about it. Yeah, he's
Hmm.
whitewashed, isn't it? He's an Indian. Yeah,
What's
he's
that mean?
whitewashed.
Whitewash means you're brought up. You're meant to be brought up as Asian because your parents are literally full on Asian, but you somehow adopt full white culture somehow. Yeah, that's called whitewash, basically.
So he has his favorite people. Yeah, and imagine him dissing his own people, man. And for no reason, he just hates me. And for no
No,
reason. And other people also just there's no reason, and he's so rude as well. And he just makes up lies and
no,
stuff.
but here's the thing, Gareth. Yeah, let me
And just things like that.
piggyback off your
Yeah.
thing for a second. Yeah, you know one thing. You go to the airport. You go to official places, airport, the council, whatever. For
Yeah.
some reason, yeah, whenever, and I think it's just the Asian thing. Whenever you see an Asian at a dentist, doctor, airport, whatever these are kind of official places,
Yeah.
Asians are
Yeah.
always the biggest wasteman to you. Because in all honesty, do you know what I think? I think Asians, for some reason, they're always just competing with you for no reason. And I don't get that, okay? Especially
Yeah.
coming back to
Yeah.
what you said, manager, right? Managers, they have got this
Mm.
weirdness to them. Like, I currently work in a place which is um, a Swiss company, yeah? Switzerland, American, British, kind of like,
Mm.
let's say, mainly run by British or American or Swiss people. Okay, I'm not so.
Mm.
Why can't I say Swiss? But anyway, so it's mainly
Swiss.
run
Swish. It's like
exactly. It's
swishing it.
basically let's just say you can clearly see it's not Asian. It's not Asian run place. Okay, they are so clear cut with what they want. They're so kind. I can use the word kind. Yeah, they're so nice. They literally, if they want you to do something, it's not I am the boss. You do it because I'm the boss. It's I'm the boss and you're the worker, and I as a boss have so much work to do. I need you to help me. That's how they make you feel. Like I'm a supporter,
Yeah, and they
and
guide
they
you at the same time in
and
the
they
good,
guide you.
way.
I've literally I
Yeah,
don't
in the
know
good
how
way.
to do half the stuff because it's a new realm. It's not teaching. Yeah, the anything I need, no, just call me again. No, I'll repeat it again. No, that's fine. Yeah, I go all the time. One of my let's say higher up, I don't know if they're boss, but higher up than me, they literally said this is going to be a painful few weeks for us, but after we get through it, you're going to fly. And it's just this encouragement they give. Yeah, now reverse back, I was working in an Asian place just a year ago.
Oh, Asian, yeah, their structure, the toxic environment, yeah, it makes no sense. Like, isn't it? Like, it should be the
It
opposite,
should be
right?
the opposite. It should be, you have originated the same way I did. My parents were immigrants and they came here and they had it rough, and you somehow built your way up to this position. So I'm going to support you. I'm going to give you encouragement. Yeah, none of that. All you get, and guidance. What you get instead is this competition. How are you competing with someone who's under you? You're meant to help them grow into the next leader. You know what I mean? That's the whole. Wouldn't that be the next step? Like where I'm currently working, I feel like I just started a couple of weeks ago and they're already doing that with me. Do you understand? It's-
Honestly, the main thing that kills Asians, like if like when we come to Asian topic, Asian parents, anything to do with Asians, yeah, the main thing in any in any what's the word?
Conversation.
In any
Oh.
field, conversation, any environment, yeah, not environment. I can't find the word. Like in any in life in general, anyway, yeah. The thing that destroys it is jealousy.
Mm, it's true. Yeah.
Jealousy, literally jealousy. Just being jealous. Why can't you be happy for your own people? I know this is off topic here, but I just have to say this. I don't know if I've mentioned
Going
this
off.
in other podcast, but it's jealousy now. You should be happy for your own people. No, but it's true though, Sidi. You can. I don't know, but you can like
No, no,
agree with
it
me.
is true. It is true. I'm not sure. Like,
You should
I'm Asian. You're Asian, so that's why we can say that. I don't know if.
exactly. You should lift each other. You should be
Yeah.
happy for each other, even your own country where you're from. But no, man, it's the opposite.
Yeah, I feel like you know what it is. Yeah, we need to do a separate topic on this where we just let Gary surround by
Yeah.
himself. Yeah, leave him in a room, let him talk to himself.
No, but come on, you've got some
I'm
as well. It's
joking. I'm
not only
joking.
me,
Yeah,
man.
no, we'll have a separate topic on it. Yeah, but again, it just comes back to this competing with one another. And if you are a manager, if you're a leader, you can't be competing with you just can't be competing with someone under you. You're meant to guide them, and that's your whole. You're a leader, you know.
Yeah, exactly. You meant to bring
And
them
I'm
up.
sure anyone on Instagram, Jamie, maybe TikTok or whatever, you've seen a manager or a boss is a person who sits on his chair and he, like, you see these images, right? He sits on his chair and he directs you, go there, you do this, you do that. And a leader is what's it called? They're with them while they're doing. Okay, guys, we need to do this.
Say
We
like
need
in
to
the
do
army
that.
or
I'm
something,
here
like
with
the
you.
captain. You'd both go into
Exactly,
war, but he'd lead you. He'll guide you, but he's still fighting with you.
bro. Think about the old days. Yeah, British history. Even you can look at it. In the, I think, was it the 16th century, 15th century, the kings, the leader of the country, like let's say King Charles right now we have, the kings of the country used to be the ones at the
Right at the
front
front
of
in the big
the
carriage.
army, right at the front. They were the one leading the war. They were the one starting, leading, saying charge right there. Now what do the kings do? They're hiding behind their gates and castles.
And saying everyone go out fight, you get hurt, and then I'll take all the credit or something like that.
That's it. That and what did the people say when they charged for king and country? But the king's not there. The country's not even there with you. Do you understand? So leadership is so important. Like you are a role model and you are also a supporter as much as you're a leader. And yeah, that's something that's been on my mind for quite a while. Especially because of leadership, and I've got so many stories I can tell. You know where it's just been so toxic. I'm trying to think of some right now just to say. But before I do, yeah, so we've had a lot of me and Gareth talking. Jamie, have you had any bad experiences with any leaders, managers?
No,
before?
not so. Maybe not a leader or a manager, but maybe like a head of year in school. It's a similar thing, I guess. They're
Okay.
like in control. Yeah. I've definitely got one then. Oh, oi. In secondary school. Something about they get that power, man, and they feel like they're bloody Captain America or something, man. They got the powers in the world. They treat you like rubbish, man. So there's got all these people in school, yeah. I'm just being biased because I felt like it was unfair. So you got all these other nonsense kids fooling around, messing around, vape, you name it, in school, and they're late to the morning registration, the first lesson after break, first lesson after lunch, blah 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 blah. All the time. I'm late 2 times in a row, randomly in 1 week, and the head year's like, you need to fix up, you need to wake up earlier. This is unacceptable. Okay, I understand now. You don't like people being late. It's 2 times in a row on a bus. So I need to get up early, get an earlier bus. Like, no, I don't. It's just traffic those days were bad because they probably had roadworks going on that week. And they'd treat you like rubbish, like they 30 under their shoe or something. Like, unfair. And then they just shout at you for no reason. One time, the head of the entire school. I'm leaving. I'm like maybe a meter away from the gate of the school. I'm carrying my blazer. It's summer. I'm carrying my blazer. And he's like, "Oh, young man, come here." I was like, "Oh, yes, sir." He's like, "Can you put your blazer on?" It's just like a meter away from the front gate. So put your blazer on. Like all the teachers and stuff. Since he gets this sort of power, you could kind of say that too with like, what's it called, man? If you park in a bad spot, 10 people sometimes. All these people, as soon as they get that little bit of power, I'm a leader, I'm a manager, I'm a head of year, I'm this, I'm that, they think they're invincible when it's like money. As soon as someone gets loads of money, they think they're the thing, and they're horrible. Brings out their true colours.
It does. A bit of power goes to their head.
The ego
and
jumps
they become
through
the
roof
biggest.
all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Ego,
Honestly,
power,
ego.
authority.
Oh,
Oh, that's the
yeah,
worst.
don't get me
That is
started on
the
ego.
worst.
There was this teacher in our high school, yeah? And anyone from my high school listening,
Don't say high school,
I'm
man.
so sorry.
We're not American.
There's this teacher from my secondary school, yeah? Wait, hang on. Oh, yeah, okay. Secondary school. No, yeah, there's this teacher from my secondary school. And, anyone from my secondary school listening, you know who this teacher is, yeah? But basically, he wasn't even a leader at that time. He was just a teacher,
Just
okay?
a regular old
of a
teacher.
specific subject. Regular old teacher. But, he had these weird principles or rules that he himself didn't know what he was talking about, yeah? And what happened is he... what's the word? He used to... Let's say you didn't do your homework. Just an example, yeah? So you go up to him, all right? And then the first thing, he goes, you're looking down, you're being humble because obviously you haven't done homework, you're in trouble. So he starts screaming at you, why haven't you done it? This. your parents haven't taught you any manners. It's like, excuse me,
Raw.
what?
I'm not
You
even
good?
manners.
Are you right? Yeah, your parents haven't taught you any manners and all this rubbish. I was like, what? Are you actually okay? So then I was like, okay, all right. So then what does he go? He goes on to the next thing. Why haven't you said sorry to me?
Oh,
So I say, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I didn't do the homework. Yeah. So you say, why did it take you so long to say sorry? Because you were talking, and I didn't want to interrupt you. I didn't want to thingy. Why are you talking back to me right now? No, I'm just answering your questions. Why are you answering my questions? What? Like, are you good? You're asking me questions. What? You're confusing me. I'm a little kid. Yeah, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. He's just going on and on and on. And there's like, I was a good kid in school, so I didn't get it that bad, to be honest. Yeah, what I suffered. Imagine the naughty kids, what they went through. Yeah, they went through hell and
yeah.
back. Yeah. Anyway, long story short, this same teacher, I had the pleasure of working with him in one of my jobs. Okay, and he was given a position of like a high position. Okay, he was a leader. Okay, and obviously I was middle manager, but middle manager, you know, compared to leader, it's not the same thing. You know what I mean? So as a middle manager, I have so many projects that I do, many things, social media, this and that, everything. Yeah. So I take my time, and I used to stay up till 4 in the night, 5 in the night, doing these projects, planning everything to make this. I was a teacher, so to make the school thrive and be like amazing and stuff. Yeah. So I organized this fun all-star basketball match. Okay. Okay, I made this all-star basketball match. So what it was is the teachers and students, you like mix in with one another, and you have a basketball match. It's just for fun. It's just one match only, just to see who's the best. And he's like, he was like a semi-pro or some champion back in his school days. All right, and I was just a basketball enthusiast because I watched Kuroko's basketball once. Yeah, this anime, and I got so hyped over it. So so I like basketball since I was younger, but I never got to have a match. Yeah, and what happened is he what's it called? We had this match. All right, we chose whichever students and teachers we wanted. Anyway, long story short, there was so much going on, right? And in the leadership side, he was insecure of his position. Okay, he was not secure because, in all honesty, I just think people didn't like him because he had this pride about him. And when you're in a leadership position, you have to remember, okay, I am instructing people what to do. I am advising people what to do. I am in a position of power and authority. And people, in all honesty, when maybe they're not in the mood once, maybe they're tired, maybe they got family issues, sometimes they just don't want to listen to me. Sometimes they just don't want to hear me. Maybe what I've said, there's something in communication we learn back in uni. It's called face. Yeah, Gareth, if I asked you, Gareth, would you be able to lend me some money? Okay, now obviously as a friend, whatever, you might be like, yeah, of course. But what I've asked you, there's something called face. Yeah, and when you ask someone to do something, you're appealing, sorry, to their negative face. Negative face is assuming that basically someone doesn't want to do something for you always. You just have to assume that they don't want to do stuff for you. Okay, it's a theory. All right, so if you don't get it, it's fine anyway. But negative face is, Gareth, if I ask you to do something for me, automatically in my head I should think he won't want to do it for me. That's why, what do we do as humans? We say please, or could you. We add these modal verbs. We add these please, or it would mean so much to me. You add these little extra words, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we assume people won't want to do stuff for us. This guy, he didn't have that in his head. His thing was, everyone should want to do. I'm the boss. I'm the leader. You should want to do stuff for me. All right. And when people didn't used to listen to him, what he used to do is to make all sorts of issues. Let's just cut it short there. Yeah. He used to make all sorts of issues for people. Now, he for some reason thought I was doing some secret stuff, or I don't know what was going through his head. Yeah. He thought I am going against his leadership or something. Yeah, I was thinking, man, I'm just trying to organize a fun game, okay, fun activities and stuff, because I just like fun stuff. That's how my brain works. Yeah, and because he's insecure, and that's why I always say insecurity in a man is the most dangerous thing. Okay, he's insecure by himself, that he didn't have security that he's okay in his position and stuff. He started switching at me. saying you're doing this, you're doing that, you're conspiring and all that. I was like, what? Come on, man, get in the bin. What are you talking about? So the day of the basketball match happened, yeah, and my team, we were destroying him. It was sick. The first goal of the game, yeah, I dunked on not him, another.
Oh,
Oh,
I
I
swear you
remember
done the
you
video.
telling me you're
I
practicing
I
dunking
was
in
I
your
was
house,
practicing
man.
dunking in my house for weeks and weeks and weeks. So this match took like 3-4 months to organize. Yeah, it was the whole school came out to the field to watch and everything, and I was practicing dunks. I was going to the park and taking like free throws and like all sorts. And on the first goal, dribbled past everyone, and then I dunked on someone in it. Like I jumped up, whack, dunked, and the whole school was going mad and everything. It was such a vibe. Like it doesn't matter if you win or lose, even if we lost, I would have. Just the vibe was amazing, yeah. And he killed it off. He just, I don't know what happened to him. He just went into, because basically whenever I had the ball, because I'm friendly with the students, yeah, they were all cheering, yeah, come on, you can do it, whatever. And when he had the ball, they were booing. Okay, and he thought apparently he thought I organized for them to boo, and I was like, "What? Are you okay?" Yeah. So anyway, he ruined the whole game, and he did all sorts extra stuff I won't even mention. But my point was, yeah, him in his leadership role, that ain't how you do leadership. Because your point there is you just want to be better than everyone. It's got nothing to do with leading the school forward. It's got nothing to do with that. It was all personal. It was all, I want to be the boss. I want to be the leader. And that's why, Jamie, not to make you feel left out or anything.
It's like if you don't
Wait,
listen
what?
to me because I'm the boss, I'm just gonna ruin the environment or
That's it.
situation for you.
No, that's exactly, Gareth, what you said. That was spot on. But Jamie, what I was saying is, I don't want you to feel left out when we say this, but genuinely, this is an Asian problem. Like, I feel like it's an Asian problem because I've worked in like non-Asian jobs as well, and I just find it in Asians the most. I find it in Asians, and I'm not being funny. Asians and short people have this problem. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. It's no, 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 no.
Go.
Listen,
I'll take. I'll
listen.
take.
If the shoe fits, you have to wear it, okay? But I'm joking. I'm joking. But Asians mostly, I mean, most Asians are short. That's the problem. But Asians and short people, they have this problem so much. Like they can't. They just don't know how to lead. All right, they don't know how to be a good leader, and it just throws me off. Like I'm here, and my style is so open. I always tell people, I'd like your support. I want you to help me. I want you to teach me. I don't know things. I would appreciate it. I always say this stuff, and people, the good ones, they always reply with, "No, of course I'm here. Yeah, of course I'll teach you." This. I worked in Boots. I'll give you an example. And when I resigned from Boots, it was because I wanted to look for a new job. Yeah, and at the same time, I was like going through stuff with my back. Like I had back pains and stuff. And I said to my manager, I remember he seemed really scary, and I never, because I was very part time, so I didn't see him often. But he seemed very scary, but he was so nice. I said to him, I want to resign because, I want to look for a career that's closer to my degree. I want to, and also my back hurts, and sometimes I miss days, and I don't want to do that. And I said to him, I added, I feel like I'm taking someone else's place because I used to miss days because of my back pain and stuff. Do you know what? He turned around, he goes, "Who told you to say this?" I was like, "What?" He goes, "Who said this? Is someone bullying you? Is someone saying who your place is always going to be here? What are you talking about?" And he went off on one, like for a good 15 minutes. He was just bombarding me that, why are you saying that for? Why would you say that? La 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 la. And I was like, "Yo, man." But one thing, if I didn't want those things, like if that wasn't the reason why I was going to leave, that him saying that would have made me actually stay. If it wasn't for me looking for another career and stuff. But when he said that, I got so reassured and I felt so comfortable that, whoa, like, nah, he's legit, man. Like, wow, he actually appreciates me or values me that much. He's like, no, you always have a space here. I was like, wow, that's amazing. But it's so rare to find, people like that. It's so rare to find leaders like that because they're all up their own backsides. It's so weird. And I feel, alhamdulillah, like, I feel very blessed. For those places that I've worked in before, I'm working in, I feel blessed when I find these kind of leaders because they are rare. They're just rare, and they're really good. They really are good. I was gonna ask a question. It's just slipped my mind. But I was going to ask. Okay, I was going to ask. So we talked about, all right, bad leadership, what a bad leader looks like, all the struggles and everything. But if you were to give an example of a good leader, give that example, and I want you to say why.
I had a teacher in another college. All
Mm.
of them were really in the class. They was all encouraging. Anything I didn't know, they happily came over and was like, "Oh yeah, I'll show you how to do this." Yes, Carl Shorten.
Is this Carl Shorten or?
All of them, even the helper teachers. Yeah, every time we didn't know something, they happily came over, explained something. One of the guys there basically he said, "I'll sit here and explain it to you." Like Sadik says, like he'll happily explain it over and over and over and over and over until you get it. He'll happily do it, no problem.
As many times as you want.
And yeah, they'd be encouraging. They'd happily help you. They'd be kind. They'd say hello to you, whatever. And they'd encourage you. And if they wouldn't always, like some people would like, "Oh, you have to do it my way." Like them sort of people. These teachers, there was like, if you have a way of doing it, like either figuring something out. So, like, say you're doing a maths equation and you had your own way to get to the answer, like a method.
Methods.
Yeah. Like if you had your own methods to figure out the answer or to solve the problem, then do it. Don't try and do it my way. Do it. If you find out a way of yourself to do it to get to the answer, as long as the answer's correct, then they don't care. But some teachers in school are about, you have to do it this way. You have to do it the way I'm showing you and explaining to you. You can't do your own way. Whatever way suits you. They have to do it my one.
Oh, I get what you're saying. There are So there are some maths teachers who like.
And if you do it your own way, they get annoyed with something. Like, hang on, I showed you this. Why didn't you use this way? Like, I got the answer correct, and they're still getting salty. Like, I got the answer right, no, and I've done it my own way. It's easier and better for me. You would think, well, if it's easy for you, you do that. Like for you, Gareth, doing that course. Say for that, for example.
Oh, e-learning.
The best way for you, that's more easier and stress-free way of you doing that, is say having someone on the phone and talking to while you're doing it. Where others, they need to be in total silence. Everyone out of the room, shut up. Let me focus. Like there's different ways of doing it, which is easy for you.
I think that's really important in a leader, because it's not only that about explaining, because that's the whole point of being a leader, isn't it? You can't just expect people to automatically know what you've probably been training yourself up in for years and years and years, So that's a really good one, I think. What about you guys?
With me, yeah, the same like you, yeah. With my current part-time job, yeah, I'll use them as an example. Like there are like different managers there. They're also chill, and obviously they have boundaries when it comes to strict. And I literally just thought of this now, yeah. Like when it comes to managers, supervisors, whatever, because they got that high authority, because they have to be really strict on whatnot. Do you get me? When you don't need to, sometimes you can just chill out. You just need to have boundaries. You know when to be strict, when to talk to someone, when you need to be like, oh, you need to improve, or this is wrong. Do you get me? So yeah, so in this workplace, I really like the leadership. I really like the managers because they help you, you know. And same like what you said and what Jamie said, you can ask them as many times as you want. They'll happily help you with anything, any questions, and they're always there for you, guide you. And as an example, they want to promote me. And in the process of them wanting to promote me, obviously they've been guiding me, just telling me what I have to do and stuff the correct way. And even though there's different cultural differences, there's no racism there. Whether it's your own ethnicity or literally someone outside, European or white, they could both be racist, which I'm pretty sure I don't know, but we probably experienced it somewhere. Do you get me? So that not being there also helps as well, wouldn't it?
On that note, sorry if this is going off on a tangent, yeah. There was this one job, I haven't mentioned it before, but they were very racist, and I know they were because, for example, I used to ask, can I have 2 minutes to pray? And they said, well, you already went to pray. 2 minutes to pray, 2 minutes, yeah. And there's no what were the patients, yeah. I was working a dentist. I was like, 2 minutes to pray, no, yeah. And then that manager as well, the one thing she used to do, she used to, let's say I had an issue, she used to talk to me as if I'm her and say, well, if I can do it, why can't you? I'm 47 or something, like whatever. I was like, what do you mean? We're not the same person. It doesn't work like that. Like, oh, when I come to work, I leave everything outside of the door, and then I'm like, well, I'm sorry, but I'm a human being. I'm different to you. It doesn't work like that. I just find this,
Everyone's circumstances are
Yeah,
different.
you not understanding people's circumstances like that. That's dumb, man. I really, I just think, there's odds. It's like there's the same person I was mentioning before. I remember they said to someone, they said to someone, um, they can't. I think their partner, their wife was having a child or something, and they needed to run around or something like that. And he was comparing them by saying, "Oh, I had children as well before something." I'm like, "What? Are you good?
What?
Are you right? What are you talking about, man?" But yeah, like stuff like that is so dumb. But Gary, so like your one is more. So Jamie's one would have been, if I were to summarize it, the best leader is the one who gives you room to grow. Yeah, or like gives you room to do things how you do it
Yeah.
best. Is that
Yeah.
right, Jamie? Cool. And then Garrus's one, you said someone who is who helps you grow as a person, in it.
Yeah, so yeah,
Guidance and
guidance
growing.
and helping us to growth. Yeah.
Now
Guidance.
my one, and it might be because I was unloved as a child, but I'm obsessed with recognition. Okay, and the biggest form of recognition that you can show is by knowing everyone's names. Okay, and I take this because obviously as Muslim I follow Prophet Muhammad, right? Sorry, salam. He used to know everyone's names. He met them once, he would remember their names. I do that same thing. If I meet you once, if you've told me your name, especially if you told me your surname as well, I'll remember it front to back, back to front. I remember the spelling, and I'll never forget it. Okay, unless I met you once and your name was quite difficult, and I've not met you until 21 years later or something.
Rupesh
Then
Kumar.
okay, that's different. But otherwise, forget Krupesh Kumar. Just in case anyone doesn't know, that's Jamie's Uber delivery driver.
Even
But anyway, yeah, like knowing people's names, that's the biggest form of recognition. Like, when you talk to people, this is actually a communication hack. Yeah, if you ever want someone to like you in a professional setting, let's say you're at a job interview, make sure you do this. Yeah, learn their name, both front. What am I talking about? Forename and surname, or forename mainly. Yeah, learn their name and say it to them. Say it back to them. So, good morning, Jamie. Okay, or thank you, Jamie. I'll definitely keep that in mind. Or, well, Jamie, as you were saying before, if you mention their name, there's this. It gives familiarity and it makes you connected. When I've been to any job interview, I say people's names to them while I'm answering. So they'll say to me, "So tell us a bit about yourself." Oh, okay, Gareth. So one thing I would say, I just do that. You just slide it in once or twice, and people feel so important that you said their name.
And it helps you remember the name at the same time. With win for both
Yeah,
of you.
and the more you say it, yeah, you get used to it. Do you understand? So you can't forget it. And then so that's the smallest but biggest as well form of recognition you can give someone. You can say to someone, "Oh, well done, good job." But if you don't know their name, you're like, "Good job, good job, guy." Like you don't, unless the guy's name is Guy, by the way, yeah, or the guy's name is you, and you're lucky enough, yeah. You don't know their name, they won't feel appreciated. They're like, "Oh yeah, well, I'm doing his work for him. Obviously, he's gonna say good job," you know. But when you say people's names, you're like Gareth, Jamie, Danielle, whatever, and you say people's names to them, they feel so amazed. This comes back to that same workplace. They didn't know how to spell my name. They didn't know how to spell my name. They didn't know how to say my name. They forgot my name at one point. I was middle manager. How are you forgetting? How can you not know how to spell my name? And you're in a leadership position. This don't make sense to me. For me, personally, this is a personal thing. Most people be like, "Well, I don't remember names." If you disagree with me, put it in the comments. I'm happy if you disagree with me. But the fact is, if it were me, I remember every single spelling of everyone's name. Put some in the comment. I'll spell it out for you. Okay, but for me,
what do you mean? They're gonna text you. It's right.
nah.
Man,
Listen. When we switch to video, you just can blindfold me, and I'll tell you every single name. Go on, we'll do that as a challenge. Yeah. If we switch to video, if we ever do video podcast, you can blindfold me, and then you can test me on names. 100%. I remember. Challenge. Yeah. Challenge.
What's
Deal.
blindfold got to do unless we have the name out on paper in front?
Yeah. So as in then that way I'm not cheating. That's it. Simple. All right. Oh yeah. You can even. I'll just not look at the screen. Anywho, that's too long.
Yeah.
What was my point? My point was recognition. Okay, if you're going to be a leader, if you're going to be someone who people need to look up to, people know they can come to, the first thing you do is recognize people. Recognize people even if all they've done today is walk through the door. Yeah? If all they've done today is got up, got dressed, come to work and sat at their desk, just recognize them, say, good morning, how are you? That's all you have to do. I'm telling you, like, obviously everything after that you should do good as well, but if you've missed that small and tiny thing at the beginning, you're dumb. Like, you've literally missed out on one of the biggest. It's the little things that matter. And there's someone I know who's listening to this and they will kill me for saying this, but little things do matter. Like, that's the biggest. Listen, oh, my eardrums. Listen, they'll say little things matter, but it does. Like, and obviously they're not wrong, they're right, but you know.
Wait, am I missing out?
Little things matter.
I don't know.
No, little
write
things,
it in the chat. Write in
matter, okay? It's very important.
Person.
Okay, I will. But little things matter. Okay, it's very important, and yeah, that's if there's anything to take away from this, how to be a good leader, pay attention to the little things. If you were to summarize it, I think another way that someone can be a good leader. Look, if you want to be a good leader, it's very easy.
Here we go.
Lead the way. Subscribe to the channel, okay? Lead people. Yeah, come on. Boss people around. If you're gonna boss someone to do something, boss them around to subscribe to this channel, okay?
Share.
Listen, it's not often that we make. I was trying to be sarcastic, but I can't. We're very opinionated people, right? Look, Gareth is opinionated, Jamie is, I'm opinionated, Danyal is when he actually attends the episode. But we're very opinionated people, and we might not always get it right, okay? If we haven't got something right, if you think you know better, or you have a comment that to add on to us or reject us, comment down below.
Or
okay?
if you think you're superior.
If you think you're superior. Now, let me tell you why I'm saying this, yeah? I had the time of my life the other day because someone commented on a short of us, and I'm going to put it on the screen right now, yeah? This person got his knickers in a twist. I don't know what happened to this guy, yeah? He was moving absolutely mad. I don't know why he was so upset, and I don't think he understood. I'm talking about, the giveaway. I put a short that promoted the giveaway, and I was just telling everyone, and also the giveaway is still open. It will end in 7 days after this podcast is released. The giveaway will end. If you want to enter the £10 Amazon gift card giveaway, all you have to do is go on Instagram, give us a shout out, or TikTok, and give us a shout out, and that's it. And we'll just put you in hashtag Amazon giveaway. All the rules are in the description today anyway. Just look at the description of this video, and yeah, just enter the giveaway. It's fine. That's all I said anyway on the show, and this guy popped off saying, you want me to switch apps for $10? Like, get in the bin, man. Man wasn't talking to you anyway, okay? Move from here. Alright?
Move, you dusty.
You know what? I'm too old to be talking like that now. But if you have a comment like that, if you want to disagree, if you want to just say your opinion, leave a comment down below. We love reading comments, okay? We spend like at least 6 hours checking, and every time we refresh there's nothing there. Come on, man, comment down below. Okay, before we lead the way and lead off of your screen, do we have a quote of the week today?
A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. This is by John Maxwell. I've not made it up myself.
Beautiful. Okay, you know what, I'm gonna take the credit. I'm joking. You know, one of the quotes, I think we put it on a YouTube short, yeah? One of the quotes, it was a quote by like Dr. Seuss or someone, yeah? And I don't know if I made it or Gareth made it, but we put Sadik at the end of it as if I made it and I made the quote, but it's from Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss is love.
So everyone was commenting, everyone's replying to me, yo, this is very deep and stuff. Yo, how did you come up with that? I was like, I didn't come up with that. It's come from the internet or whatever. They were like, no, it says Sadik on it. I was like, I forgot, yeah. I came up with that. It was just one of my many great moments, But anyway, we hope you enjoyed. Thank you for tuning in after 2 to 3 weeks. Enter the giveaway. It's going to end 7 days after this episode is released. Thank you so much for 283 subscribers. We appreciate you very much. Thank you so much for listening and being here. But until next time,
we hope you have a lovely day. Bye.